Welcome back to the channel, gang. Happy New Year. That's right, it's a new year, a new season, so you know what that means. We're going to spend today's video talking about the deck that I used to climb to Infinite, and oh boy, this was probably the fastest climb I have ever had, and it is all thanks to today's deck. Now, the deck in question today should not catch anyone by surprise. It is a deck that has become very popular over the last week or two. It is Revis's Serra Tech list. It's even been covered by Cozy. It has been really pushed lately, and it's for good reason. It's a very strong deck. It's just kind of a Swiss Army knife. It tends to have an answer for anything that you come up against while also putting out a lot of stats. It's just a great, solid deck. Felt like this was probably the easiest climb I've ever had. I was just running through everything. So let's discuss the deck just a little bit, and then we're gonna hop into some gameplay highlights. Now, if you notice, I am one card off of Revis's original list, and that is because I decided to tech in Super Scroll over Mobius. Mobius is kind of that flex slot, I feel like, inside of the deck, but I just figured it would help with the mirror matches because you are able to steal their Miss Marvel or their Serra or their Zabu. Although if they do play the Mobius, you are kind of hindered because you are no longer able to play cards out for cheap. But you also, if you randomly come up against a Thanos list or a Tribunal, there's just times that Super Scroll plays a factor and can really help you sneak out an 8 or 4 cube game by catching your opponents off guard. As I said, other than the Super Scroll, we are staying true to the original list. But if you start to come up against a bunch of the Shinnot decks or Loki, Mobius is probably the better card to have here, just because that way they won't be able to cheat out any cards early. Now, I know this deck has been talked about a lot recently, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but the main game plan of this deck is to put out very good statted cards in the way of Lizard, Maximus, and Gladiator, throwing down that Miss Marvel in the middle for 15 power, being able to cheat cards out early with your Zabu and Serra, making your 4th cost cards on the final turn cost only 2, and then on that final turn, you have ways to interact with your opponent's side of the board in the way of Shang-Chi, Shadow King, or Enchantress. A few key things to note with this deck is you usually don't want priority going into the final turn. That way you can throw out your Shang-Chi, your Enchantress, or your Shadow King to really disrupt your opponent's side of the board. There are a few cases where you're gonna want priority, but I would say majority wise you usually don't. Something else is if you know you're in a mirror match against a Serra list, I usually try to hold my Miss Marvel as long as I can. In fact, a lot of times my final play is to play Enchantress in the middle, knock out their Miss Marvel, and then play mine behind it. That's usually kind of a nail in the coffin kind of play. Or, like I said, we do run on Super Scroll, so we can do the same thing. We can just play our Miss Marvel and the Super Scroll, and we just have twice as much power coming out of there. One last thing to note about this deck, and you're going to do it, but it is so important to get that 15 power out of Miss Marvel. You really need to pay attention that when you are playing your cards into lanes, that you are not shutting off Miss Marvel's ability. It's very easy to get carried away and play a Lizard or Maximus in the same lane, especially when you have a Serra on the board and you have cards discounted. You need to remember what the original card cost and just take a second before you click that end turn button that you're not doing something you're going to regret here shortly. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the gameplay footage from my climb to Infinite. I really can't recommend this deck enough. If you want to kind of wait for the Scar and the Kyra and all these new decks to kind of really get refined, yeah, let them get refined, play the Serra list, go ahead and climb that ladder. Now, I will say with Kyra coming out, a lot of people are thinking that hurts this deck because Killmonger and Shang-Chi aren't able to always do what they're trying to do. But one thing to note is if you are smart, if you hold that Enchantress, you can still destroy your opponent. So many times that I played it against a Thanos list and was able to play the Enchantress followed by a Killmonger or an Enchantress followed by Shang-Chi. So yes, it is something to note, but you can work around it. So as always, gang, y'all be good, y'all be safe. I will catch y'all in the next episode. Thank y'all again so much for all the support on the channel over this last year. We are just a few subs away from reaching that 1,000 sub milestone. So if you're not subscribed, I would greatly appreciate if you consider hitting that. Also hitting that like button, promoting the video and the channel, and I'll see you around. Not Maximus. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I feel like we're in the mirror match and we have Super Scroll. Whatever he hits here dies. Yeah. Bye. Whatever I hit dies. I think we snap. Okay. We're snapping because on turn 6, I'm going to play Miss Marvel and Super Scroll. Unless he plays Legion right here. I should have played Sarah on the right. I don't want priority going into the final turn. Yeah. It's all right. That's why we run Super Scroll, you know? He Enchantress the middle, right? Yeah, so we knew that was coming. Call that one. Call that one. Whew. Whew. If he had not snapped, he would have gotten 4 cubes because I would have played Miss Marvel and Super Scroll dead center. But the snap back tells you everything you needed to know. Dwight K. Schrute, the legend. And a Thanos player. Oh, okay. Not bad. It is for our Miss Marvel, but we may Killmonger next turn because of Kyra. All right, I'm getting rid of this stone because it's just like, I don't know why this happens. Not Kyra off the top. I played the Killmonger in Fist Tower in case they're running Magneto so that they don't pull my Killmonger over there and blow it up at the final turn. Could we not? Could we not Mind Stone? Could we not? Not Kyra. Oh, well. Okay. We might get the other. Bro, did you really need to protect that stone? Well, we're getting. Bro. Oh my God. Second dinner. He's gonna Blue Marvel. But we're gonna Legion. There is nothing he can do as long as I Legion next turn. All right, so this is a win. We know he's not going to play another one. I've got, yeah, so I mean, this is over. Is that a Khazar or something? It's probably another Blue Marvel and a Stone, huh? Maybe. All right. All right. Well, it's not a Thanos deck. Man, I mean, I guess the Sentinel's not the worst thing in the world, but I guess we're going Gladiator middle. He shouldn't have anything in the deck big enough to beat this. Oh, so he's playing. Oh, God. Well, at least he didn't Black Knight. So he's playing the #1. Could we get Super Scroll one time? I mean, that's not bad either. Do need to be careful. He's going to move the Jeff out. I mean, I win the middle. I'm shutting this off. See what he does. I know he's playing Ghost Rider to bring back the... But I don't know what else he's playing. He might have got us. He might have got us on the edges. Nope. Nope. Got him.
Victory.
Don't think Strong Guy will be doing much for us here. Pretty rare that I'm gonna get my whole hand empty. Now we're talking. We got, if this is an ongoing deck, Super Scroll might be about to do some work. We're gonna have to split it up. We gotta hold that Enchantress. We gotta hold the Enchantress. All right. What's going on here? What's going on here?
Behold my
Okay. I'm gonna tie him over here. I really want to snap. We're gonna chill though. Got him. And that is why Super Scroll's in the deck.